D1, you say? I have no idea if those are any good. Oh, all right. Well, that's where the overwhelming majority of our D1 charges get used if there are more to be had. Mr. Clean, welcome back. Rate of fire is good. Damage is good. Rainbow Baby's not bad. I saw these guys flanking out, trying to pull a little pincer maneuver on me. My sons are both respectful, they're both kind, they're both empathetic. Sure, I'll take a Hemolacria, or sorry, Lucryphagy run. They're both so incredibly headstrong. They're both very headstrong about what they think they can accomplish. Both of them are like low-key, too proud to ask for help. I used to be like that. Then I got old and realized how much shit I didn't know. So there's a chance that to get the Mimi retirement thing up off the ground, I'm gonna end up flying to Seattle and treating all my best coder friends to either sushi or dumplings. How you only gonna give me a half heart? Just so I can see if they'll help me pull together this Mimi retirement extension. Dennis, what's going on, brother? Happy to see you this morning. Good morning, everything sucks and I'm ready for the weekend. Ah, too forgetful. I see you're subscribing to the McLaffy Taffy series of events for the end of the week. I couldn't help but notice you having the same kind of day I'm having. I'm happy to be at stream. I'm always 99 times out of 100 I'm happy to be at stream. This is a sweet release for me. I'm thrilled to be here, but the last 24 hours have not gone as I'd like. Wolverine, good morning. Good morning to you as well. I want breakfast when I'm too hungover to drive to go get breakfast and I'm way too hungover to cook. Time to have some shit DoorDashed. Time to eat that monstrous delivery fee. We're just gonna beat up on Ragman real quick. You okay, Ragman? Alright. Let's go extract value. I'm subscribing to I rear-ended someone last night because my brakes failed and I slept like shit, even though everything's gonna be fine and I have a ton of work to do at the moment. The cliff notes for me, too forgetful, is that I had like 6 events planned this weekend that were like the finally coming out of hibernation events after 2 years of COVID. And then Rory was exposed to COVID at school, so all of it's canceled or rescheduled. And we're essentially quarantined. We're essentially quarantined for the next 3 or 4 days. And to sort of add insult to injury, Rory just broke a shitload of bowls downstairs trying to get his shit out of the kitchen cabinets for breakfast. I love him. I sure do love him. But he just blasted open about $25 worth of Fiesta-ware bowls. Yeah, I mean, accidents happen. I would understand, like, oh, Taffy, come on, man. I'm not down there yelling at him. I'm venting up here with my friends. I didn't, like, instantly mute the stream to run down and hit him or anything. But it is frustrating, because he's been told not to do that kind of stuff. the number of times that we've kind of walked in on him shimmying and monkeying up onto the countertop because he's too proud to ask for help, makes this one of those things where I would definitely walk down there and be like, so, I heard that instead of asking for help again, you decided to jungle gym. You decided to jungle gym up onto the countertop to get your own bowl. Was there anything he could have done about the exposure? Was it like, it was one of his classmates. Yeah. To my school's to my kids' school's credit, they've handled it about as well as I think you can handle it. It was bad luck. The parents of the child who tested positive. The parents of the child who tested positive immediately let everyone in the school know and held their kid back from school. The school instantly went and grabbed, so within the classroom, so let's say there's 24 kids in the classroom, they break them up into like 4 groups of 6 and have them sit at individual little desk clusters called pods. So they found out that the girl who tested positive was A, held back from school by her parents, and B, they immediately went and grabbed Rory's pod and pulled them into, I'm sure what would have been like behavioral detention rooms in the past, but now are like little COVID isolating areas. Amber came and signed Rory out, and they let her know, they're like, you know, by the way, we had a kid test positive in Rory's pod, so he's, you know, on quarantine for the next week, but it doesn't really matter because, actually I do want to do that. It doesn't matter because the next week is Christmas break. They sent us home with a test and clear instructions on when and how to run the test. So like the school handled it well, but it's just kind of like I had to come face to face with me finally. Like, you know, a year ago I got pissed at people because I was like, hey, it's not time to go out and party yet. Like, hey, be responsible, don't put us all at risk just because you're tired of being stuck indoors. And now it's now it's my turn. Now it's my turn to be like, all right, I'm gonna go see Spider-Man and go to an amusement park. I just want to get it. Oh no! Oh no! Burn it down, 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 burn it down. I genuinely thought that was a chariot card. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, my heart. Oh, oh, that was a reverse chariot card. I wasn't reading. I had a very short period of time to burn down that angel before my invincibility wore off and I took regular damage. Whew. There we go. So anywho, I mean, you know, I told my mom about it. My mom's kind of so over it with Idaho. Yeah, I got a speed upgrade for a health upgrade, and then I got my health upgrade back. My mom's kind of over it with Idaho, and she said basically, like, if her niece and nephew had someone who had COVID at their school, they'd send out an email and be like, Timmy has COVID, watch your kids. And then otherwise, nothing, like literally nothing beyond that changes. There's like, we're letting you know. Heads up. Might as well. It works as a red heart. Right, yeah, it's exactly, Lauren. Alright, yeah, it's exactly. It's, loose, if any, mask rules. And you know, my mom heard Virginia. my mom was very impressed that Virginia was like, we got kids broken down into classes. They stay within their classes and don't really deviate throughout the course of the day. Even within the classes, they're in pods. While they're within classes, they stay in pods. And when something like this happens, we keep out the kid with COVID, we find the kids in the nearest pod, we isolate them, they quarantine, we welcome them back in once we know that the threat of further spread has passed. And my mom was like, oh, no shit? For real? Oh, that's cool. In Idaho, we get an email and they're like, look out. COVID might be trying to get into your home. It probably wants you to vote Democrat. You should shoot it with a shotgun if it shows up on your lawn. Brad, you got that Sig Sauer 45? COVID's trying to break into your home. You see it, you shoot it dead. JK, it's not real. You know what the difference is between COVID and Santa Claus in Idaho? Some people still believe in Santa Claus. I'm waiting on my boy. I'm sorry, Kissel. I read this in my brain, but I didn't read it out loud. Waiting on my boys to do that. I'll get mad with them, mad at them because I told them several times. That's my point. It's like I'm still not gonna go like yell at Rory for that, but I'm gonna go give him a disapproving look for sure. That's Texas, but they're not telling us what class or student anymore. Only that the case was in the school of over 1,000 kids. Zuberry, good morning. Yeah, COVID out there yelling blue no matter who, I swear. See ya, COVID. Shoot a COVID. My girlfriend got COVID, kept the kids home to quarantine, ended up getting COVID as well. She kept them out of school so they didn't spread. They counted all of those outages as absences to where he cannot miss any more school or he has to repeat the 7th grade. That's so fucking stupid. I mean, there's the petty, childish part of me that's like, oh yeah? You're gonna punish us for that, huh? Alright, well, you know what? I'm gonna put a whole bunch of, like, snuff in his morning cereal, and then I'm gonna send his sneezing ass to school. But then you only, like, you end up punishing kids who don't write school policy. Next time one of us gets COVID, we're gonna send them right to your teacher's lounge and just lick a whole bunch of handles. Right to the administrator's office, right to the superintendent's office. Just lick every fucking doorknob. I have no idea what the local schools are doing, only that parents are screaming at their kids to keep their kids out of masks, and doctors and nurses are pleading for reason. I am super happy I live where I live. Even Santa's being used to sell guns at police stations made the announcement that they've given Santa a concealed carry permit. Only white Santa. I don't mean to be doomer today. I'm not doomer. It's still, you know, 2021's still been a very good year. I just feel a little bit glum. I was very eager at the prospect of getting, you know, out for a little bit. We're talking about odd COVID stories. Did you hear about the Florida guy who wore a pair of underwear on his head while sitting on an airplane to protest the federal air travel mask mandate? I'm torn. I'm torn between whether or not, like, when I bump into my, I say when I bump into my first person that I bumped into was old no COVID Karen, who tried to convince all of us getting our booster shots that we should do more research, and begged us to leave that Walgreens before we got our shots so that we could look into it a little bit more. But you know what I mean? Like, that was easy enough. I shouldered her out of my way and said, get the fuck out of my way, Karen. Easy peasy. And she seemed like she wanted no part of it. But like the first time that I get on a plane or some bullshit like that, and someone decides they want to like lay hands on a flight attendant or some bullshit, because by God, they want to go back to eating Biscoff cookies and drinking their half a Diet Coke. I'm real torn. I'm real torn about how confrontational I may or may not decide to be with that person. I have no idea what this does. Oh. You like my little blood bubble? Whee. Queeb, what's going on, dude? Happy to see you. You still get cookies and Coke, but you're asked to put your mask back on between bites and sips. Yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't been on a plane. I haven't been on a plane since 2019. Been Delta Silver for 2 years. I haven't been on a plane in 2.5. I'm in there somewhere. Yeah, D, I agree. I agree. I didn't really engage with Karen because, like, in a weird way, in the same way that I felt uncomfortable in church when I was a kid, where it was just like, hey, you know what? It's super uncomfortable to get in people's faces and tell them they're gonna burn in hell, but you're obliged to do it because you're saving their immortal soul.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
It's misguided. But genuinely, you know, people at my church growing up thought they were trying to help people. So, being a little bit surly and shouldering my way past her to go get to my seat so I could play Marvel Strike Force on my phone while I waited for my booster shot was about as much as I was willing to engage. Because in a weird way, she thought she was trying to help me, I think. I don't know. I'm not diving into her head. Torin, good morning. Chrysalis, tier 1, 6 months. Sorry to hear about the kiddos. This COVID shit's scary, but I'm glad he seems okay. We're gonna be fine. You know, honestly, like, unpacking it like that, sitting here thinking to myself, we're gonna be mildly inconvenienced. Worst case scenario is we don't get to do Christmas Town this year and we lose the money that we paid for admission. I still think we might be able to go. We'll just have to go closer to or on the other side of Christmas. So be it, you know. Other people have fucking lost family members, and I need to get over my goddamn pity party and just kind of put my big girl boots on and soldier forward. You know, I gotta keep it in perspective. We're gonna be fine. The boys are fine. Even if the worst happens, the worst for us because of all of our responsible behavior is gonna be that we have the sniffles for a little bit, and then we get some delightful antibodies. Yeah, I just gotta get over my little pity party and just do the right thing and put one foot in front of the other, and I'll get to see Spider-Man eventually, you know? Thank you for the 6 months. Thank you for the kind words. My good friend's a flight attendant. She loved her job, but now she spends 90% of her time saying your mask needs to be over your nose. I can't even imagine. I genuinely, the Rapid, at one point, because I am... You're never gonna believe this, chat, but I'm such a people pleaser. The guy who's bartended and waited tables and found a way to make a living off of trying to make people feel better during their workday, essentially, is such a people person. I just like seeing people happy. And so at one point in time when I was pretty sure that waiting tables and acting was not going to work out, and I was pretty sure that content creation wasn't working out, well, I would love to find a blood bank or something. I genuinely entertained the idea of becoming a flight attendant. I liked the idea of traveling. I was at a point in time in my life where dream chasing felt out of the question. I was like, you know what? Dream chasing cost me my 20s and part of my 30s. I should start looking at jobs I just think are feasible to do. And preferably, like, I looked at jobs in cable.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Not like the low voltage cable installation stuff. I did that. But I looked at jobs at like Comcast because I was just like, I'm gonna look at jobs that will get me some sort of kickback on some sort of service I want or need. So I looked at gigs as a flight attendant. I looked at gigs at Comcast. I looked at, because I was like, I want to travel, so I could get like, you know, make some money, and then also occasionally get to fly somewhere for free or discounted. Maybe that'd be cool. Sure. And what's funny is that like all the things that I thought about doing would have been heavily impacted, or those jobs eliminated by COVID. Like they would have been, all of those jobs would have been, I'd have been broke, laid off, or miserable at my work in the last 2 years. It's so funny to me that all of the things that I thought of as the safe jobs would have been problematic at best if I had chosen to go that route to be safe. Extended Christmas, I'm sure, is warranted after the last 2 years. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, on top of the booster as well. Yeah, that's you know, we're gonna be okay. We're vaccinated. We're boosted. We've done all the things we can do. I'd be shocked if anything went poorly aside from, you know, aside from being inconvenienced for sure. Psycon, good morning. Lefty, tier 1, 6 months. Lefty, thank you so much. If I met someone like you in service, I'd have a good day. I was an excellent server. I was such a good server that I had a guy once leave me a several $1,000 tip. I took care of him and his church group. He was so pleased with my service that he got a hold of me and said, "You're going to graduate school, right?" And I said, "Yes, sir, for advertising." And he said, "My church would like to give you a scholarship." And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, we think you're a young man who shows promise. We think you're a young man who will potentially accomplish his goals. And we would like to pay forward, we'd like to pay it forward, so every semester you're in school, we want you to let us know, and we'll give you $1,000 towards your tuition and books and fees and whatnot. So I was only in school for 2 semesters, but for 2 semesters, this church group in Northern Virginia, because they liked the way I waited their table, gave me $1,000 a semester in cash, no strings attached, as a way to say thank you for good service at a French restaurant in Richmond. So technically, I think I can say to some degree. I mean, that dude followed me on LinkedIn and left me a good LinkedIn review for my salesmanship. You would have looked great in the minis here, Tappy. I would have had a hard time not stealing the snacks. Tappy, if you worked in the airline industry, the last thing you want to do after a while is eat the snacks. You know what? Says you. I worked in food service for a long time and I never stopped stealing French fries. I did crew records. My husband taught flight attendants in training. It's not worth the money. I mean, genuinely, like, I considered it just so I could get to fly places on my time off, but at every point in my life, I feel like I've made decisions based on what my gut told me was correct. Even when those were really hard. Leaving graduate school was really hard. I feel like that was the last time that Amber and I had a legitimate fight. And even then, it wasn't a fight so much as it was just an incredibly heated discussion. What is going on? It's, I can barely, like, just because we've been sitting here talking the whole time, I can barely remember what the hell is happening on this run. You have a fun brimstone? Kinda. It's kind of a normal brimstone that has like a tailing off effect at the end. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I get an increased chance for a deal for killing the fly beggar. God damn it, Krampus. Spoiler though, we are strong as hell. I feel bad, I shouldn't have taken that little, the little egg thing. Because now all it's gonna do is, it's gonna make a bunch of inconsequential... It's gonna make a bunch of inconsequential followers that are just gonna make a shitload of noise.
Something's wrong.
I didn't want that to happen. Neat. I took it twice. I feel very silly. Well, I would suddenly like some tier upgrades. I wasn't paying attention. That's been a constant so far in this game. I wasn't paying attention. Hey, we've had really good pills so far. Let's grab some more.
Power pill. I can see forever.
Thankfully, it doesn't really seem to be affecting us that poorly. You know what I mean? Like, we're not in too bad a shape. I wouldn't mind finding some of those red hearts we've been finding literally everywhere. Every floor has just been littered with red hearts. Why is this character so sad? They're all so sad. Slowly suffocating to death will do that to you. Being in a really shitty family. Okay, I was not I'm not even watching the screen today. I don't know what's going on. Taffy. Bear with me on this. What if you, I don't know, tried? Like, what if you gave it an honest effort? What if instead of not trying, you checks notes tried? Down we go. I'm not speed running, I just didn't have it in me. I didn't have it in me to be lost for an entire floor. Good morning, Lisa. Slowly but surely. I figure I'll check the short side first. I'll check the short side first because that's probably where like our, I don't know, probably our item room, maybe our shop. I'm over here now. As far away from where I wanted to be as I could possibly be without leaving the floor. Fuck you, man. You aggressive, spastic fuck. Sure. Ooh. I can't help but feel like King Baby would be very good.
The lovers.
I'm not gonna beat up the dono machine for it. I've been kicking the shit out of the dono machine. I think as long as I can get a little bit of health to make up for how poorly I'm dodging, the win here is kind of a foregone conclusion. I fucking just can't. I can't be asked to play well. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, chat. We're used to it. Oh my god. I've already told you that I'm having like a traumatic mental health day. Don't kick me while I'm down. God. My kid may have COVID. Do you want to come push him while he's playing video games? There still may be a little bit of mirth left in my house if you guys want to come snuff that spark out. Ugh. There was a part of me that was just like, you know what, I'm gonna take today off. It's Saturday and I feel like I need the time, and then I realized it was Friday and I was like, oh, I can't. Like, that's it, that's the whole story. Is I was just like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna give myself a 2-day weekend, and then I looked at the calendar, I was like, fuck, it's Friday, I have to go to work. Thanks, Mindroll, I appreciate it. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's just, you know, and again, I don't want I don't want everything today to be a big fucking trauma dump for me. So I preface it with everything's gonna be fine. But yeah, you know, it's a little bit frustrating. We had all sorts of shit planned this weekend. It was our most normal planning weekend. Our most normal planning weekend in 2 years. Amber's mom was coming up as a surprise today. That didn't happen. I was supposed to go get my hair cut. I really need it. My beard needs trimmed. I'm gonna have to do that on my own in the backyard this weekend because my haircut is canceled. And I won't be able to see them again until January. We were gonna go see Spider-Man. We were gonna go to Busch Gardens. I was gonna, you know, get geared up to go back into the gym. And it's all just kind of by the wayside now, which is a real buzzkill. So Isaac's like the farthest thing from my mind at the moment. That said, I don't think I'm helping myself by playing super poorly. I'm not helping my state of mind by playing like ass. Thanks, Ray Bonito. That's very kind of you to say. Everything's gonna be fine. It's just, you know, I was getting geared up. I was getting a little geared up for a weekend of getting shit done. My sister-in-law was gonna come up tomorrow and get Amber. She's, for a brief period of time, she worked at a car dealership. And she was gonna come in and get Amber and I sort of like, geared up with her knowledge and expertise on, getting ready to buy our first ever new car. And sadly, that is, that's, you know, that's not happening. That's off the table now. This is all kind of a teensy bit of a buzzkill. So instead of getting any of those things accomplished, it's back into hiding for us, you know? Ugh. Back into hiding until we can all get negative tests. Ice, what's going on? Welcome, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, Taffy. Everyone needs carbs in their life. Oh, Lisa, I don't care. They're not gonna get me. Like, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck them. I don't care. That's fine. They're gonna tell me who's in Spider-Man or how it ends. Whatever. We'll just ban them. We won't give them the satisfaction of being like, oh my god, you got me. My day is irrevocably ruined. Like, I appreciate you letting me know, but I'm not gonna sweat that. My official stance on people being trolls with usernames is don't acknowledge them, don't call them out, don't tell them, oh man, you know, why didn't your parents raise you right? Just quietly ban them, don't acknowledge them, and move on. Deny them everything they want. Thanks, Kiba. Like, it's not a bad day. Again, I gotta keep everything in perspective. Like, you know, people have lost entire fucking family trees to this disease. So I gotta remind myself that being a little bit put out for one more weekend is not the end of the world. That's right. They're looking for you to scold them, Lisa. They're looking for you to tell them the things that their mother wouldn't, like how to behave. They're looking for you to discipline them and grant them that attention that their parents denied them. Don't. Continue to let them be banished to the Shadow Realm, absent their mother's love, because discipline, when it comes from a place of love, is a form of embrace. Deny them. We'll just quietly, and then go about our merry way. Got rapid tests. Amber's probably gonna go grab some from the store for Grayson and Amber and I. She's gonna probably mask up and head up to CVS. And get some rapid tests for us. I mean, we can get them from the pharmacy. The one they sent home with Rory is the one the school wants. Jesus. The one that the school wants done, they sent home with Rory specifically for him to get done. And that one comes in a box with a fucking wrapper on the outside that says do not open until you've read the instructions. And it literally involves calling into like some sort of healthcare clinic or lab and having a doctor, a nurse, a physician assistant, somebody walk them through the actual processes of doing this specific test. And that's the one that they'll let Rory back into school, because by the time school goes back in session, it'll be the other side of Christmas break. But that's the one that they want done for him. That's the one they sent home specifically for him to do. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down here and do this fight, and then I'll go to I'll use the Emperor card on the cathedral. So we'll probably all get rapid COVID tests done for us, just so we can put our minds at ease. But Rory's got to wait until like Sunday for us to get on a webcam with a microphone and actually call into a place. Okay. For us to actually call into a place and have them walk us through what they'd like us to do. Walgreens is doing them for free. You just drive through. Potentially, yeah. I might do. This would be the first COVID test I've had to take aside from the one for Minecraft. Hand away. Outbreak at school. I don't know that I go so far as to call it an outbreak. One child self-reported. One child self-reported as being okay, I didn't even see the bullet. One child became self-reported as being COVID positive, and it just so happened to be the child who was in the little pod that Rory's in. Rory has shown no symptoms. Rory and his brother are both fully vaccinated. So we just got to get through these tests and make sure that they are COVID negative, and then we can kind of go back to trying to find our way back into normal life. Yeah, I mean, we did the home ones fairly recently because both of my sons got sick, and both of them were with respiratory things. And so, you know, erring on the side of caution, we didn't think it was COVID, but what if it was? So we got the home tests and did them relatively recently for Grayson and the boys, or Grayson and Rory. It turned out neither one of them came back positive, but we wanted to be sure because we didn't want to send them to school with a respiratory thing, period. But we didn't want them to just get better and then all of a sudden us to send them off and, you know, have the worst happen, so. I'm not even really worried about taking damage. We're just gonna get to the end of this and call it good. What sucks though is that I know that I'm getting ready to change gears and do File 2 unlocks. And those runs are not nearly as fun as just a standard run-of-the-mill Eden run. Or at least they aren't now. We're at a place where all the stuff that's left is like not really the fun stuff. We've got greedier mode and characters who are tough. That was the only worthwhile dodge I've had all day. This is why I don't like the red candle over the red versus blue candle. Like, those shots aren't even getting through. They're blocking some of the bullets. Blue candle cuts right through that stuff. Red candle's too fragile. It's still better than nothing. And it would have helped us on this run if we hadn't picked up... Someday.